Between Us Girls, the podcast where we discuss all things we only do with our closest friends.
We are here to chat about everything from relationships to self-care to career struggles and all the random thoughts that keep us up at night.
Therefore, no topic is off limit. We promise to keep it real, raw and fun, just as you would with your closest friends. My name is Angela, aka Angie.
And I am Batha, aka Queen B. So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable and join in the conversation.
This is Between Us Girls.
Okay, so guys, today we are going to discuss about, we want to let you in on how we met our spouses. How we met and the courtship process. Join in the conversation. Let us know as well, how did you meet your partner? How did you meet your girlfriend, boyfriend, your husband? Let us learn it and journey to learn and journey together. So we want to hear from you, Angie. How was your experience? How did you meet Steve? Let us in.
So, well, maybe just something off topic, not off topic per se, because we are discussing about our spouses. The other day we were having
how we met them.
How we met them. The other day we were having a couples fellowship in church, and one of our oldest couples, I think, among the oldest couples, talked about something. We are so used to calling our spouses partners, but to them they feel partner is anyone. It can be a colleague, it can be a certain friend or any other person. So they prefer when you call your husband your spouse.
Yes, okay.
They feel that partner is so general. It can be anyone.
That is their feeling.
Yes, that is their feeling, but I somehow agree to it.
Okay.
Can have a partner organization anyway. So today we are going to discuss how I met my husband.
Your spouse.
Yes, my spouse.
Okay.
So I met my husband through social media.
Yes,
these relationships work, by the way. Do not ignore the inbox, the messengers. So I met my husband through social media.
Were you actively searching by that time?
I was going through a heartbreak. Yes, I was going through a heartbreak. So I wouldn't say that I was actively searching, but I'd say that I was open to a new relationship. Being that even my previous relationship, I wouldn't have described it as a godly relationship. So as much as I was going through the heart, it was worth it. The breakup was worth it. And I got into social media, interacted with a few friends, and boom, my husband came through. That first you couldn't tell.
Give us the details. When you just say social media, you want to get the gist. Guys, you say gist. You want to get the gist. How exactly did you meet? Like, is it that you just posted online and it was random? Is it that, like, how exactly?
Well, I think it was just random.
It was just someone random.
It was just someone random. I'd never met him even before. Maybe heard of him, or maybe seen him. Through the photos. But apart from seeing him through the photos, I had not met him before. And I think what made it easier for us is the fact that we are both born again. We started as friends. He'd now comfortably visit our church, and sometimes, because we were both busy in our churches, we couldn't attend each other's services. But maybe during the worship experience, maybe functions, we would attend if there's a wedding in the church, because they are so good in that. People wed a lot in their church. So during the weddings, he could invite me over and we will bond. Then I think it came to a time when he asked me to be his girlfriend. I wasn't even sure I wasn't sure. Because now I was going through a heartbreak. Number two, because now I had become even stronger in my faith, I decided to like tell him, hey, let's wait. Let's hear what God is saying about all this. But again, at the same time, okay, there were other people who were equally hitting on me. But I wasn't just sure. I really wanted a confirmation that what I'm going to do is the right thing, because now I started serving in church and I'd interact with my pastor once in a while, and he was so keen on who I was going to marry. Is he born again? Does he love Christ? Is he serving in his church? And I had to put all these things. Yes, he qualified for all that, but I think having gone through the heartbreak took me back a bit, to a point of thinking, am I going to make the right decision? So after that, when he asked me out, apparently I was at a friend's place. Before
you get to when he asked you out, we talked about you asked him to wait. You wanted to hear from God. Okay, I know people would want to know, like, how did you, the waiting on God, how did you ultimately get to know he's the one? How did you get to know he's the one, and how did God speak to you in that situation that he's actually the one?
Okay, so I think, at times God will speak clearly and you will be able to listen that, this is, he speaks in different ways. So for me, what really confirmed to me that this is God's will for me was, you remember when you, the people we dated before, there are times that you'll just feel uncomfortable with their silence. They will not communicate. They did not have clear communication. But now with my husband, I used, from the word go, the communication was clear. At no point was I under pressure to know where he was, because he will communicate. At no point did I feel insecure, because he had clearly defined to me what he wanted, and he maintained it. The next thing that confirmed to me that he is the one, or what should I say? Is it the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace? I think I was able to know that this is God's will over my life, because I experienced the peace, the patience that he had with me. So I judged mine based on the fruits of the Spirit. I felt loved, I felt joy once again, I felt at peace. Patience. He was so patient with me, despite the fact I kept him waiting for 3 or 4 months. He was still patiently waiting on me. So that confirmed to me that this is God's will over my life. At the same time, this is someone that loves the Lord, sings to him, serves him in all the areas that he's able to. That confirmed to me that he is the one. So as much as I took time, somehow it was a direct confirmation that this is the. And at times, when God's will, at times it's hard to accept God's will over your life. But when it gets clearer,
you know it.
You know it. You just know it. So I think that is what helped me know that he's the one.
I like
those were the indicators.
Fruits of the Holy Spirit. I've never thought about it that way, but it makes a lot of sense. Like if you're dating someone and you feel all that, the love, joy, peace, patience.
He has the self-control.
Exactly.
Actually, that is how I'd say I knew that this is my husband. Because we have different personalities. We are of different personalities. So he can tame me through his personalities. Because sometimes
just say it.
At times, I don't know if it is true, but I tend sometimes to get mad so fast. But he knows how to tame me down. He just, God knew that I needed him in my life for such reasons. He has the self-control. Sometimes when I'm out of control, he knows how to calm me down and bring me back to where I need to be.
So he compliments you.
He does.
Those
So,
are good pointers.
yeah.
I think if there's anything someone should take out is all those, like the points of the Holy Spirit, the fruits of the Holy Spirit, and then the last one you mentioned is someone who also compliments you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I think that confirmed to me that that was the person God had purposed for me. Yeah. Okay. And as usual, I talk to my mom a lot, and my mom is prayerful. And just as the Bible instructs us to honor our parents, honor your father and your mother, I think that was the best thing I did. I listened to them because I know they would want the best for me. So I think normally I do advise people, the young ones who intend to get married, I do advise them that the best thing you could ever give to yourself, if you still have your parents or guardian or a pastor or someone who really cares for you and has your best interests at heart, please do listen to them. They went before you, they have the knowledge, the wisdom, especially if this is a prayerful parent, even if he is not or she is not so prayerful, I believe that God can still speak through them. Just do your part, honor your parent. The rest leave it to God. You pray about it, but honor your parent. My parents really played a big role. I think the only question my dad asked me is that, is there anyone who has stopped the both of you? And I told him no. Like from dating, from proceeding. The first time I went home to tell my dad that now we have decided that we are going to get married, we want now to start the IEA, the introduction, we go to the nyombo. The only question my dad asked me is that, has anyone stopped you guys? And I told him no, we've not like received resistance from anyone. And he was okay, then if you have not, then proceed. But for my mom was like, I have prayed about this relationship and I'm sure that this is going to work. You put your best foot forward. And he's an encourager of good marriages. So I believed her. And in my previous relationship, hey, my mom was against it.
Why?
Why? She knew the guy, and she knew that the guy was not born again, and that was not her desire for me. She believes that we start from church, we start with God. In everything that you do, start with God. Everything else will flow from there.
Interesting. Okay. How I met
now we shoot it to you.
Spouse. I met my spouse in church. Where we fellowship currently. But it was through his sister. Through his sister, yes. So his sister was a member. Like before he was a member. And then there was just this time we were like chatting, because I was very active in church that time. I remember I was in praise and worship, and there was this time, it was it's a surprise. No, I was actually in praise and worship. I was in praise and worship. So after church, there were these ladies, they were just talking, and we used to serve like drinks after church. You just probably take juice and some snack before you leave. So I was we were preparing mixing the juices and all that, and then the ladies were just chatting, and they were like, "Hey, Baka, by the way," one of them mentioned that, "Baka, by the way, I'd hook you up with my brother. It's just that I don't know, he's older or he's married." I can't remember what she said, but it was just in a like joking way. I didn't take it serious either. But then the other lady now, who is now my sister-in-law, she had that, and then he came meet by the way. So she was like, no, but actually I'll counter that very fast. No, I have a brother. I actually have a brother. So, anyway, nearly brush off too like that, like that. I just everyone anasema. So a few months later, I think it was Sundays later, not even thinking about it. Remember, the brother came to our church. Initially he was going to sit up. And that day he came to our church. The same way when serving after church juice, he just approached me. Can you Lisa, if you can talk to me? Nikamwambia just wait a minute, nimalize kuserve watu and then.
How are you feeling at that point?
I'd seen them walk in almost to same time. So I thought he was okay. By that time I was kind of like sensing he was the brother to now my sister-in-law, that time my friend. So I was sensing. Yes. So yeah, I just came back and what did he really say? I think he just introduced himself, asked some few questions about me, and then asked if we can go out maybe sometime in the course of the week. Yeah, and that is it. We went out. We went out our first meeting. I remember it was on a Saturday. We went to Monami. We were having our drinks, and he was there chatting. By the way, imagine up to date, I can't remember the first conversations we had because I was looking at him. I was staring at him and just wondering like, wow. I was just thinking like, wait, I can't drop you off from heaven, and my thoughts were just, I was not listening to him. And then suddenly I thought like, oh, by the way, you know, mtaanza kukuongelesha, then you're like, okay, so what do you think about that? And you're not listening. I was like, hey, quickly nikajirudisha to that conversation, but he had talked for so long, like I can't remember so well what we had discussed. But that was our first date. Moving forward, we just kept meeting in the evening after work. Just go out, talk some more in the evening over the phone. But it was nice. Yes, it was nice. So actually, where you hang out more, you're likely to get your partner there. Okay, not all the time, but highly likely. If you're a club person all the time, you're likely to meet your partner there. If you go to church as well, you're likely to also meet them there. If you go to the supermarket frequently, you never know anyway. It can be anywhere, right? It can be anywhere. So that's how we met. Maybe just to ask you, in your dating, did you ever have like did you ever quarrel with Steve?
Let me say, in our courtship and in our dating, what happened, at some point he felt, oh, maybe you're not serious with me, you do not want this, but that was not the case. I think that was the first misunderstanding we ever had. Then in our courtship, lots of misunderstanding came in because of the wedding planning. Maybe because we have like different people on our sides. Our families are involved now that we are planning, and everyone would love to give an advice, and maybe the advice they are giving does not go well with each one of us. Maybe whatever I've been told and I'm sharing with him does not go well with him, or whatever I'm sharing with him from my end. Okay, I think I've repeated it. Whatever I share with him that has come from my side perhaps did not go so well with him, and vice versa. So I think those were our main bone of contention. Those are among the few times we quarreled. But actually quarrel.
Well, of course not the year. Actually, but quarreling is important.
It is important, like you get to know. But you know, for my husband, actually, he's one person, akikasirika, he will not talk. Atakocha tu utaya hapo. He will just be silent. But now you get even so mad when he's silent, because okay, speak, I want to hear your mind, I want to hear your thoughts, but then you let him to know, he'll just let everything go, everything cool. Then later on he'll text and tell you, but I did not like when you said this and this. That is just him. And I think it is something that I'm still struggling with, because I love it sorted there and then. You did this, I did not like it, but for him, he processes it first. So I think that is actually where sometimes we get to brush our shoulders so much. And then there's another thing you mentioned, that yes, wherever you go, you can meet your husband at the club, you can meet your husband at the in church, wedding events, and so maybe to add on, you met your husband in church, I met him in social media.
Yeah.
Maybe what I'd add is that even if that is the case, if you meet your husband in club, you meet them in the events, I'd advise that try and hear, try and pray about it. Get to hear what is God saying about this. Yes, it might not be so obvious that God is going to say, boom. Maybe you are impatient, God is trying to speak, you're not getting it. But I think before you do anything, or before you even get into that relationship, it is important to just pray about it. Yeah, just pray. Just put God first.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And it reminds me, I forgot this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think some days, was it 3 days before?
Yeah.
Before I met him.
Yeah.
I remember we were, no, not 3 days,
Yeah.
the Sunday before, I
Yeah.
think. We were led, there's this pastor who came and talked about the generational whatever curses, and how it runs through in generations, and people are just like, you just make an overall prayer, whatever it is, whether you know or not, you pray over it. And I remember somehow around that time, I felt like I was ready to date, like to date a serious dating. I wasn't like ready for marriage because I wasn't thinking of it, though it happened, our courtship time was a bit not so short, but it wasn't like,
but even once you know that this is the right person for you, you won't even feel that it is too short or too long.
Yes. So we didn't do like the 5-7 years that I hear people do. But around that time I felt at peace to date. So I prayed about it. I actually prayed about it the Sunday before. And the next Sunday he came. Before, I remember there was a time I was praying and fasting just before the next Sunday. The next Sunday that he came, I prayed for like, it was like 3 days. I did like a 3-day prayer and fasting. And then he came. Still, it didn't hit like her, Nini. But sasa, before we decided to actually date, we want God to be at the center of it, even as we start. Like long term, as the start was very important for us. So we took that time, prayed together. And at the end, as you said, you just feel all the fruits of the Holy Spirit. Yes.
I remember for us, there was equally a time we prayed and fasted. And I think it was, I don't know why it was much easier then than now. But of course, it is something that needs constant working on. I remember there was a time that we would just fast each on our own, but we'd communicate to each other that this day we are going to fast and pray about one to. Actually, it is important before you even wed. It is important to pray and fast together. You just reminded me that we did it at some point. And I remember sometimes my brothers would wonder, hey, now we are pulling lunch. But it's only my mom who understood that these guys were fasting and praying.
Interesting. Okay. The courtship period, process period, how was it like for you?
For me, what happened, I remember after now I decided that we are doing this, like we are dating. There was a time the dad graduated with the doctorate. So I think that was the very, very first time I met the dad. He took me to their place for the celebration, the graduation celebrations. And that was the first time I remember meeting the dad and the mom, and they were so happy and they were so lively. I felt at home. I think that was equally a plus as to why I should date this guy. So that was the first time. Then the next time I met the family was when now it was just the 4 of us, me, him, together with the parents. He took me there. They wanted to know more about me, where I come from, because apparently their grandfather came from Alego. And we also come from Alego, so they wanted to confirm that there is no relation in between. So we went there, the parents talked to us and even told Steve that it is important for him to equally make a visit to our place. So I took Steve home after a while for a brief introduction. Yeah, so I think our courtship was equally nice. He knew that I loved egg curry and he was good at preparing it. So most of the times we will just, after Sunday, we'll just go to his place, prepare egg curry and rice and eat. And another time, something funny happened. Okay, not actually happened, but something that maybe we can talk about at some time. There was a day I went to visit him.
Steve?
Yeah, to visit him. And it rained. Actually, we were from church. Both of us were from church. So I left our church, came to their church to pick him. Then we headed to his place. So we stayed there. Apparently something had happened that I was so mad about and so emotional about. So I went to him. Yeah, I went to him so that he could console me and assure me that things will be fine. So the mom calls. So after the mom calls, and he talks to the mom, tuko na Angie, tulikuwa tu tumechill. And the mom got a bit disturbed. She wasn't comfortable having us in the same room. Yeah, she wasn't comfortable us being in the same room and closed. Yeah, so the mom asked us if she could call us later, like in an hour or two from then. So yeah, the mom later called us and she was like, oh, najua Mrs. Itaka Angie apate mimba before muoane. So if you guys can avoid being in an enclosed room together, you just stay, mkutane uko nje and etc. And we understood her concern, but we assured her that we know what we are doing. We know we are born again and this is not going to happen. Relax. Though you cannot assure them because the emotions can.
But what are you assuring them? You yourself, you don't know. You're human being.
Yes, but now I think what really pushed us is the desire to just keep holy, stay holy, if that makes sense. Just start on a fresh ground. So yeah, I think it is important to take all the stages from friendship to the marriage level. I think it is important to take each one seriously. And once you have committed to something, you try and give it your best. You know your values, you try and maintain them. Yeah, I think that's all that I can say regards dating. Be honest with each other, and as we have both agreed that peace is important. There are some things that will help you know if this is the right person. Just as the fruits of the Holy Spirit worked for me, something else might work for you, but we have all agreed that peace is part of it. That's it. Just remember to put God in everything that you do. Involve him. I think that will work well for each and every one of us. Anyway, it was nice having you guys around. Please watch out for the next episode. Until next time, bye.
I remember for my first trimester, I don't think we cooked in this house. And I didn't have appetite as well. So my hubby would just get us fruit salads. That's what we'd eat for like dinner. Every day we'd come with fruit salads for us for dinner. And then for lunch, because I was mostly going to the field for work, there's this mama who used to have fries. You know this Kenyaji fries and there's the pilipili
kachumbari.
The kachumbari is prepared. It wasn't kachumbari is the onions and tomatoes
and water
together. Now that is pilipili. With pilipili in it, with pepper in it. with chili in it. Yeah, so I used to like the one that's prepared our way.
Yeah. Mawe tatu.